Now, I'm gonna preface this episode with a little asterisk right here. There may be more cutting in this compared to usual because recently I just got over being ill. And by ill, I mean like having a sore throat. So, of course, the best thing to do is come back and try and do all of these fucking voices, isn't it? Hey there, guys! My name is Nix, and welcome back to Steins. Last time, we actually found this goddamn IBN 5100. I know, even I'm impressed. And I already feel like I need to cough already, but I will, suppress the urge. I get Daru and Mayuri to come downstairs and help us. And the four of us carried the IBN 5100 upstairs. Good work, everyone. With this, we can fight. Who are you fighting? CERN, and the system that rules the world. If that what makes you happy. Happy? I do not desire happiness. Have you forgotten? I am an insane mad scientist! Yeah, that. Mad scientist too. What I desire is chaos. This time machine exists to bring chaos to the world. Yeah, you wouldn't have thought I was ill about 3 days ago, would you? Never mind happiness, you're like a junkie, hyper-secreting beta endorphins. Okari? I don't want you to do bad things, remember? But wow, I can't believe you found one. You make the impossible look easy. That's why we love you. That's why we had... I certainly don't admire him. Eh? Huh? She got the reference! For a moment, there was complete silence. It's all thanks to Mayushi! Mayuri, oblivious as always, puffs out her chest in pride. But I don't miss Kurisu's relieved sigh. She keeps dropping manga quotes. Does this mean what I think it means? Without Mayushi's info, Okai would still be lost in the streets of Akaba. Mayuri's right. She did well this time. Anyways, time for Mayushi to go home. What about you, Chris-chan? Wanna go together? Thanks, but I'm gonna stay here a little longer. Looks like Kurisu's interested in the IBN 5100 and CERN after all. That reminds me, I haven't filled her in yet. Okay, you should go home before it gets too late. See you tomorrow! That was almost well-timed. Mayuri waves her hands as she leaves, and I need more water already. God, I'm 4 minutes into recording and I'm already feeling the burn. Now then, Daru, when do you think we can use the IBM 5100 to hack CERN? Well... Daru talks as he plugs the IBM 5100's power adapter into the wall. He turns the machine on and the power supply begins to make a turbulent noise. Wow, it actually turned on. First I need to learn how to use the thing. Looks like hooking it up is gonna be a pain. It might take a while. I can't play with this thing and search for the server admin's ID at the same time. Alright, prioritize the ID search. If possible, I'd like you to get the IBM 5100 ready to use this month though. There's still 30 days left of the month. It's not gonna take that long. That's my super hacker. Well, I've got mail. I swear to God, it's the mail demon, isn't it? Have you found any... Was that the right voice? There was more spaces in it, but she types like 50 words a fucking second. Wow, there's nothing to shift phlegm off the chest, quite like doing female voices. Have you found any leads yet? Nothing at all on my end. I've been to a lot of stores, but not one of them had an IBM 5100 on display.
Maybe I should have tried asking. Anyway, let me know if you found anything. Awaka.
ちょっと岡部
Hey! Oh. Hey! Okabe!
What? I look up. Kurisu is glaring at me.
今なんて言った
What did you just call me?
岡部って言ったのよ
I called you Okabe.
岡部
You called me Okabe? I take one step toward Kurisu. And she takes a step back. Time out, time out. Dara tries to hold me back, but I shake him off and take a step closer. Kurisu doesn't step back this time. Without taking her eyes off me, she bites her lip hard and curls her hands into her fists.
今
Did you just call me Okabe?
言ったわよ
I did. Problem?
確かに私はあんたより
Yes,
年
I'm
下だけ
younger
ど
than you, but if you insist on calling me by that ridiculous names like Christina and Zombie, I don't think I need to show you any respect by adding San. Besides...
違う
That's not the problem!
俺は岡部ではない
I am not Okabe! I am Kyoin Kyoma! How many times do I have to tell you, Christina?
自分のこと棚に上げ
God,
す
you're
ぎだ
so
ろ
full of yourself.
いい子
From now on, call me Kyoin! That or Kyoma!
と呼ぶよ
お断りします
No.
Kurisu snaps at me and turns away. Are those tears I see in her eyes?
もしかして泣いたのか
Are you crying?
泣いてないわよバカ
I'm not crying.
この人に
It's not like I was scared of you for a second there or anything. I definitely wasn't brilliant when you started talking like an idiot again, okay?
涙が出ちゃったわけでもないからな
Yep, voice gave out towards the end there. Hey ho, life goes on. She stalks over to the window and stares outside. I see her wipe her eyes with the back of her hand. Seems she was crying after all.
ダルよ
Daru,
なぜ泣いている
why is my assistant crying?
今本人が全部説明したわけだが
She said so herself just now.
俺は名前の間違いを
All I did was correct her on my name.
強気に見えて意外と打た
Maybe
れ
she
弱い
only
のか
acts strong but is actually
それは
weak on
そ
the
れで
inside.
燃えるけど
That'd be pretty moe. Well, whatever. Back to checking mail. But I'm thirsty from this hard day's work. So before that, I take a fresh Dr. P out of the fridge. God damn, I wish I had something fizzy to drink and not water, even if water is the best for me.
ねえ話を聞かせてくれないの
Hey, you gonna tell me what's going on?
I toss the ball to Kurisu once she turns around. Dr. People! Kurisu tries to catch it, but fails magnificently. Girl, don't waste my Dr. Pepper! It's fucking rare these days! She picks up the bottle off the floor, then shoots me a glare.
それでも飲んで少し待っていてくれ
I'll explain in a second. Drink that while you wait.
お気遣いありがとう
Gee, thanks.
I need to send a reply to Shining Finger. She ended up being no help at all, but I suppose I can't just say nothing. I got the goods. Over. I send a concise, as concise a message as possible.
さて
Now then. I turn back to Kurisu, but the reply comes before I can open my mouth. Turn around in less than 5 seconds. She must have her phone in hand 24/7. That's the only possible explanation. Gimme? What's this nonsense? Sorry, I'm not the owner. I can't just give it to you. I send that. Another instant reply. Ugh. It's easy to imagine what will happen if I lend it to her. She'll disappear and I'll never see the IBM 5100 again. No borrowing either. You can come over to our lab if you want to see it, but no touching. Here's my address. Don't do anything weird with it. I add the lab's address and send the mail. No more replies come. She's outside right now.
Christina.
Sorry for the wait, Christina. I look up and see Kurisu drinking the Dr. P. Oh,
女子はドクターペッパー
you're a fan of the doc, I see.
本場で7年過ごしてきたからな。
God, Jesus, I can't do this voice. Also, I looked up for a brief second and I swear that that frog plushie was mounting that cat, but thank God that's not the case. Yeah, I'm gonna need to take a moment to have a soother or some shite. I can't do this voice.
Let's hope to God I don't have to do Ferris's voice today. Now, actually, no, that would probably do me some good. I've lived 7 years at its birthplace after all.
なるほど
Excellent. We'll make great drinking buddies. Now I just can't read. I went to do the never mind.
私は未成年よ。
I'm a minor.
そうではない
That's not what I meant. I meant Dr. P drinking buddies.
それ限定なのか。
Is that all you drink?
Kurisu shrugs her shoulders and takes another swig, signaling me to talk. And so, I explain how Dara and I hacked into CERN. And how they've already had the LHC in operation for 9 years. And how they successfully created mini black holes. And how it looks like they're researching time travel. And also how they haven't disclosed any of that to the world. Kurisu's expression grows more and more intense as she listens to the story.
確かにセルンは妙だけど、それと IBN5100 とどういう関係が？
CERN certainly is acting strange. But how's the IBM 5100 involved?
セルンのデータベース
CERN's database uses an IBM 5100.
だから
So?
そのデータベースの情報を
The only way to decrypt that database is to use an IBM 5100 of our own.
5100を使う
なんでそうわかるのよ。
How do you know that?
とある筋からの情報
I have my sources. I don't drop Taita's name. I have no doubt this genius girl would laugh if I did. Kurisu puts a finger to her lip, deep in thought.
IBN5100 云々はともかく。
Setting the IBM 5100 and such aside,
セルンが本当にそんな
I
研
want to see
究をして
proof
いる
that
のか。
CERN's really doing that sort of research.
True, we didn't get any definitive proof of CERN's time travel research last time we hacked them.
ダル
Daru,
セルンのサーバー管理者
It
の
would take much longer to find the server admin's account.
ちょうどこれからやろうと思ってたよ。
Actually, I was thinking about doing
半日
that.
はかからないんじゃね？
Shouldn't take more than half a day, I guess.
というわけだ
There you go.
それまで待つわ。
I'll wait until then.
待つってもう
You'll
夜になってる件について
It's already dark. Why not go home for tonight and come back tomorrow morning?
いいえ、待たせてもら
No
う。
than's. I'll wait.
1マイクロ秒でも
I
早
just
く
want
知
to
り
know
たい
as soon as possible. Even if it's just a microsecond sooner.
That's the spirit. You're already fascinated by the conspiracy. You can't help but want to know what lies at the heart of CERN.
あんたたちの言うことがもし事実だとするなら、こんなふざけたことってない。
If what you guys are saying is true, and this isn't something to joke about,
セルンは世界最高の
CERN
研
is the
究
world's
機関な
top
の。
research institution.
実験
They're doing secret experiments without publishing the
で実験
results.
してる世界中の研究
They're
者
making fools of
バカにしてる。
scientists the world over.
もし事
That's
実なら
only if it's true, though.
She finishes by emphasizing that point again. Jesus Christ!
では任せたぞ
Oh, never mind. I was about to be mad. It's Luca Ko. I can't be mad at Luca Ko.
It's weird for a guy to like cooking, isn't it?
Don't know why I decided to default to Luna's voice, but fuck it, that's what I did.
But it makes me happy when people I like enjoy my food and say it's delicious. I think that's why I don't mind cooking. Is that still okay? Yes, I was a little restless, so I couldn't do any practice swings.
Oh, Luca Ko, you are just fucking adorable, and I don't care that you're a trap. Anyway, Darryl, I'll leave it to you. According to Dara's research, the IBM 5100 weighs 25 kilos. For now, we'll leave it on the shelf in the development room. We'll carry the cardboard box to the room, half dragging it. Kurisu follows.
電話レンジ見せてもらってい
Can
い
you show me the phone wave?
よかろう
Indeed, I can. Want to experiment?
あれ以来一度も再現
You
は
haven't been
で
able to
きて
send
ないの
another email to the past yet,
過
right?
去へ迷路理由は把握してる
Do you know why?
I can only shake my head.
ちょっと試してみましょう
Let's run some tests.
Kurisu looks around the development room.
Man, you have a ton of junk.
だらけね
ガラクタではない
It's not junk!
お前はまだ知らないようだから
Since you're new to the Future Gadget Laboratory, I'll explain. These are the glorious fruits of our science, the Future Gadgets! Future Gadgets 1 through 7 are stored here. The foam wave, with which you are already familiar, is Gadget number 8.
未来バケットね
Future gadgets, huh?
Kurisu casually picked up Future Gadget number 4, Moad Snake, from the shelf and stares at it.
ちょっとこれって
Hey, isn't
兵器じ
this
ゃないの
a weapon?
未来ガジェット4
Future Gadget number 4, Moad Snake. Designed after a Claymore landmine, is an instant humidifier.
紛らわしいな
How confusing.
水を入れて電源
Insert water and turn the power on, and in mere seconds it generates a thick cloud of steam.
やっぱりガラクタだな
So it's junk. I thought so.
Kurisu sighs and returns the Moad Snake to the shelf.
これ借りるわよ
I'm borrowing this.
Without waiting for a reply, she grabs Daru's never-worn lab coat from the shelf and puts it on gallantly. What? I don't know if I can recreate that noise.
やっぱり落ち着くな
It's just not right without a lab coat.
Overcome with emotion, I seize Kurisu's hand and grasp it firmly.
Hey!
Assistant! You get it, don't you?
何がよ
Get what?
話してよ
Let go!
やはり研究
If you're gonna do science, you need a lab coat, right? I told Dara over and over, but he wouldn't wear one. But my assistant is different. She put it on before I even said anything.
やはり俺の目に狂いは
I knew you were meant for this, Christina. You're the best assistant a mad scientist could ask for.
褒めてくれてるのかもしれんが
I don't know if that's supposed to be a compliment, but it's coming off as an insult. Let go!
She shakes off my hand and turns it back to me.
その白衣はラボメン
I'm giving you that lab coat to commemorate your joining the lab. Don't worry, it's never been worn.
気がね
Or maybe this fateful encounter between you and that lab coat was decided by destiny long ago. Dara not wearing it was just another inevitability. This is the choice of Steins.
全ては知っ
くだらないこと言ってないで
Shut up so we can start the experiment.
Kurisu thrusts both hands into her lab coat's pockets, then bends down to look into the time machine now placed underneath the table. The previous experiment broke the table and even left a hole in the floor. There's a danger that will happen again if we successfully reproduce the discharge phenomenon, so unfortunately we'll have to leave it on the floor for now.
これって電子レンジの方は何もいじってないんでしょ
So you haven't tampered with the microwave at all?
I point to the X68000. There's a code in the screen.
常時ターミナルモードにしてやる
It's in terminal mode now.
どんな設定
We
に
can change the factory settings like this, make the microwave do things its manufacturer never
も
intended.
放電現象が起きた時はどんな設定にした
How
の
was it set when the discharge phenomenon occurred?
特に何も
Nothing out of the ordinary. It was in factory settings.
バナナもらうわよ
I'll take a banana.
The bunch of bananas only has 3 bananas left.
それは前よりのものだ
Those are Mayori's.
だったらあんたに許可取らなくてい
I'm
い
sure I don't need your
明
permission
日
then.
新しいバナナ
I'll go buy new bananas tomorrow.
Kurisu takes one banana from the bunch, squats down, and places it inside the foam wave, name subject to change. She begins to type on her phone. She pushes send and the phone wave name to change begins to turn backwards. After 120 seconds, the chime rings.
何も起きてない。
Nothing happened.
The banana's still in the microwave, unjellified.
Ow!
Kurusu yelps as he tries to take out the banana and quickly draws her hand back. She starts blowing on her fingers,
温められてるわ。
It's hot.
レンジが普通に動作
meaning the microwave functioned normally. This proves that the hidden function Mayuri found wasn't a freezing function, but we knew that already. Undaunted, Kurusu throws a new banana and once again begins reverse rotation for 120 seconds. But the second banana warms up too. Can't reproduce the jellification phenomenon, much less send mail to the past.
どういうことだ
What does this mean?
やっぱりこの前起きたことは。
I guess what happened earlier was an irregularity after all.
イレギュラーだろうがなんだろうが
I don't know if it's an irregularity or not, but we ought to investigate the cause.
それには同意。
I agree.
We agree for once. But Kurisu's motives and my motives are probably the exact opposite. My assistant here wants to disprove my theory that the phone wave name subject to change is in fact a time machine.
この前の実験では
In the previous experiment,
ちぎられたバナナは
after spending 120 seconds in the phone wave name subject to change, the banana teleported back to the bunch jellified. We should consider that it returned to its state 120 seconds before.
違う。120秒前の状態
If
に
it
戻る
returned
な
to
ら
its state
入れ替わ
120
しない
seconds before, it wouldn't be jellified.
So she wants to say that because it was jellified, it didn't travel back in time.
唐揚げはゲル化せずに
The chicken returned to its frozen state without jellifying.
そのゲル化せずに冷
That
凍
logic
状
is
態に戻っ
dubious.
たっていうロジ
Sure,
ッ
it
クは
ended
怪
up
しい。
frozen, but did you
冷凍さ
examine
れ
the
ていただけ
possibility
で
that it might have
ゲル化
jellified
そのもの
first?
が起きていた可能性については検証した
No, I didn't. I think Mayuri ate the refrozen chicken.
に
Ugh!
関してはゲル化はし
How does she not have fucking food poisoning? Salt didn't jellify.
何も変化しなかった
You mean
って
nothing
定義すべ
changed?
き。
この前の放電現象が発生した
After the discharge phenomenon occurred last night, we spent all night experimenting with cabbage, radishes, rice, cognac, melon bread, crunchy coon, and cup noodles. Nothing happened.
液体に関しても同様だ
The same thing with
あの
liquids.
日は
On that day, our success rate took a 180-degree turn.
放電現象前は全て
Before the discharge phenomenon, everything succeeded. After the discharge phenomenon, everything failed.
レンジが電気を溜め込んでるとか。
Is the microwave storing electricity?
ゲル化したものはフラクタル
Is that
構
the
造のよう
jellified
だって
objects
言
become
ってたわよ
fractal
ね
structured, right?
塩はもともと
Solid has a simple structure by nature, so maybe that had an effect.
電気
But how could electricity be related?
ここはタイムトラベ
Here,
ル
we should think under the assumptions of time travel theory.
ダメ
No,
結論ありきで
it's
考
not
え
good to
る
start
のは良く
thinking
ない
from the conclusion.
すでにいくつも実験成功
We've already had several successful experiments. You can't deny that.
私は別にこれがタイ
I'm
ムマ
not
シンじゃ
especially
なくて
concerned whether the thing is a time machine or not.
そもそもこ
To
の
begin
小さ
with,
な
it's
電子
physically
レンジの
impossible
中
for
で
this tiny little
ビッグバ
microwave
ン
to
に
produce
する
energy
エネルギ
equivalent
ー
to
が
the
発
Big
生してい
Bang.
ると定義するのは無理がある
Kurisu frowns deeply.
放電現象の再現
We can't reproduce the discharge
フラ
phenomenon
ク
nor
タ
the
ル構造化の再現
fractalization.
ど
There
ち
should be
ら
a
も
reason
できなく
why.
なってしまうやり方は何も変えていない
We haven't
設
changed
定
our
も
methods.
全く変えてい
We
ない
haven't changed the settings.
実験対
We
象も
haven't changed the
変更なし
experimental subjects either.
それ以外で
There
変
must be
動する
some
条
other
件となる
variable.
誰が観測するか
Maybe it's the one who observes it.
何よそれ
What do you mean by that?
量子論だ
Quantum
観
theory.
測者は実
The
験の
observer is
重
an
要な
important element to the experiment.
放電現象が起きた時はここに
There
は
were four
4
of
人い
us
た
last time the
でもその前に
The four
橋
of
田
us
さ
here
ん
when
が
the
一人の
discharge
時に発
phenomenon
生してる
occurred last time. But before that, it occurred when Hashida-san was alone.
フラクタル構造化した実験時は
Each time
2人の時
fractalization
と3
occurred,
人
there
の
were
時が
either
あっ
two or
た
three people observing.
私たちは2人とも
You and I each
どち
both
ら
saw
の
the
現象も見
phenomena.
ているつまり
In other words, the conditions haven't changed.
だとしたら
In that case,
Hmm.
there must be some other variable. It's on the tip of my tongue. Then I hear a rumbling sound from Kurisu's stomach.
腹が減ったのか
Hungry?
うるさい
Shut up!
お
I
昼から
haven't eaten
何も
anything
食べ
since
てないの
lunch.
Kurisu turns away. She looks at her watch.
8時か
It's already 8?
バナナを食うがいい
Just eat a banana.
ただ
But
し
only one of the two we just
食べて
warmed.
いいのは
They are,
さっき
after all,
温
the
めた
fruit of our experiments.
あるい
But
は
don't tisk.
買い置きのカップ麺がある
Or you could take something from our stock of cup noodles.
いらないか
Don't want any?
やはり
Well, since you've lived in America for so long, I guess you prefer fast food instead.
カップ麺
Cup noodles.
何
What?
カップ麺
I'll have cup noodles.
カップ麺をか
Cup noodles?
ちなみに
What flavors?
醤油味と塩味がある
There's soy sauce flavor and chicken flavor.
塩味
Chicken.
She seems in the mood to eat.
それと
Also, do you have a fork?
You goddamn Americans! It's past midnight. At 8 o'clock, the two of us silently ate cup noodles and warm bananas. Dara didn't want any. And ever since then, we've been examining the phone wave, name subject to change. I've mainly focused on the terminal mode settings through the X68000. The programs Dara wrote are all wizard class though, so I can't understand most of them. Kurisu's been examining the AC adapter and the lab's electrical switchboard for a while. Though we stopped her when she tried to disassemble them. It's early morning and she still shows no sign of leaving. Where is she staying anyway? She's been in Japan for 1 or 2 months and she did say she was going back to America this month. The trains aren't running this late, so I guess she might not be able to leave even if she wants to. But in that case, why didn't she leave before the train stopped? Don't tell me she plans to stay. No girl's ever stayed over at the lab. Mayuri has a curfew, so she always goes back home to Ikebukuro. Dara and I frequently stay here, though. It's not an exaggeration to say we live here half the time. Maybe it's normal for American girls to stay overnight in labs.
クリスティーナ
Christina, is it okay for you to stay here this late?
せめて
Perhaps you should contact your family.
連絡なんて必要ない
No need.
何
What?
お前の親
Your
は
parents
攻撃主義だ
let you do whatever you want. Kurisu turns to me and sighs.
I haven't seen my father in 7 years.
母
My
親は
mother is in
アメリ
America. I'm living in a hotel right now. Understand?
What? Living in a hotel? Well, true, renting an apartment just for a month is absurd, but... Damn celebrity! If you're an American, then you should have at least used a motel instead of a hotel, right?
私はアメリカ人じゃないし
I'm not American. There aren't any motels here in the heart of Tokyo.
どんなホテルだ
What sort of hotel?
どんな
What do you mean?
お茶の
It's
水にある
no normal hotel in Ochanomizu.
お茶の水
Ochanomizu?
ではここから
And you
歩いて
can
帰
walk
れる
from
の
here,
か
can't you?
まあね
Sure.
I see. That's why she's so flexible with her schedule. I finally understand.
では父親の
So,
件について
tell me about your father.
は
Sorry?
7年会っていない
You said you haven't seen him in 7 years.
なんであんたが私の父
Why
親
do
に
you
興味
care
持
about
つ
my
のよ
father?
お前がこれ見よがしに父親
You're the one who
のことを
mentioned
気にした
him.
のではないか
Is that basically a hidden message saying, please give me some advice about my father, please?
相談に乗ってくださいお願いします
そんなわけあるか
You're crazy.
よかろう
You are my assistant, and I can't let my assistant have any worries. So tell me everything that's on your mind. Kurisu pouts and says no more. Instead, she glares at the circuit box on the wall.
どうした
What's wrong?
あんたに話すことなんて
I have
何も
nothing
な
to
い
say to you.
そうか分かった
Oh, I know.
お前の父親は元
Your
々
father was a hero, but then he fell to evil and now he wears a black mask and cape and goes, Hiko. I don't get that reference. And in the future, you two are destined to fight and... I think I heard Kurisu's teeth grind.
も もしか
You're
して
really mad at me, aren't you?
人の家族の問題を
Don't make fun.
Curso doesn't look me in the eye, but her low voice tells me how mad she is.
そうやって茶化さないで
People's family issues like
あん
that.
た今
You're trampling on my
私の心
heart.
に土足で踏み込ん
Could her father's situation be a landmine? Maybe I should apologize. I tried to think of the words, but before I can say anything...
切った
Hell yeah! Dara's war cry echoes through the lab. He finally got that fucking server privileges. Did you get it?
ミッションコンプリート
Mission complete! Dara shows his white teeth in a wide grin as he gives a thumbs up.
サーバー管理者の ID
I got the server admin's ID and password.
これでもう
Now we can
主観
peep
し
as
放題だ
much as we want. Hey-ho!
IBN5100 が使わ
The
れている
IBM 5100 database?
そっちは独立して存在
That's
しているわけ
separate,
で
duh.
今回は全
The
然
server's
関係ないだ
admin's
ろう
unrelated.
そもそも
I mean, it's a database with normally unreadable code, so there's a limit to who can access it. Doesn't look like even the lab director can access it.
所長クラス以上の
There are positions higher than that?
セルン評議会
There's something called the CERN Executive Council. So they call it a council, eh?
いかにも
いかにもって
What about it?
ラスボスとしてのネーミング
It's a fitting name for our enemy. Kursu looks at me coldly. Whatever. Let's leave the IBM 5100 database for another day.
ダル早速
Run a search for
タイム
data,
トラベル理論
data
に
on
ついて
time
の情報
travel
があるから
research.
オキドキ
Okie
前
dokie.
に調べた時
That Z program we saw last time was suspicious, wasn't it?
それと
That and the Jellyman's report. We couldn't get concrete information on either one. Kurisu stares holes into the monitor. Her angry expression has disappeared.
とくと見ておくがいい
Look carefully and burn it into your eyes. The proof of CERN's action is deceit upon the world.
うほう見つけた
Oh yeah, baby. Found the LHC projection supervisor.
責任者
The supervisor?
ということは
That's a pretty
か
important
なり
post.
重要なポストだな
今そいつの
Right.
PC を
We're
覗いてるぞ
right now we're peeking inside his computer.
Z プログラム
Z program, Z program.
Z はゼリーの略で間違いないな
Z obviously stands for Zeri.
ゼリーは J よ
Jelly starts with a J. Jelly.
ケアレスミス
Careless mistake. So uncool.
つまりそんな単純
What I
な
meant to say is that there's no way it would have such a simple name. The name's hiding something important.
ダブルミーニング
There has to be a double meaning. Oh, I pressed auto and I didn't mean to. Daru, who's been searching through the logs, suddenly stops.
お来た来た
Got it. He displays a graphic on the monitor. It looks like a scan of a very old paper document. The letterhead reads Z program, top secret.
プログラム立案日は
The program began
1973
in
年になってる
1973.
セルンができたの
When was CERN formed?
1954年
1954.
I asked Daru, but Kurisu answers instead, her tone flat. I thought that maybe CERN was formed with the Z program in mind, but 54 means my guess was way off.
IBN5100 が発売されたの
When was the IBM 5100 put on the market?
1975年
1975. So maybe that's why the IBM 5100 was central to CERN's operations. The years match, after all. No, that's wrong. It can't be something as stupidly simple as that. There has to be a worldwide conspiracy involved. Maybe IBM hid their proprietary programming language in the IBM 5100 for the sole purpose of its use in CERN's Z program. I'm gonna flip-flop between Z and Z because I don't fucking know. IBM and CERN are co-conspirators. And both of them are being manipulated from the shadows by an even larger organization. Yeah, that's way more interesting.
うげ JPEG かよふざけんな
JPEG?
コピペできねえじ
Come
ゃ
on,
ん
I can't copy paste this. Dara mutters some complaint. Seems pretty legit complaint to me.
テキストがフランス
The
語じゃない
text isn't in French.
What's on screen right now looks like English.
いやフランス語やらオランダ語やら
Actually,
ドイ
there's
ツ語で書
French,
かれたも
Dutch,
のも
and
ある
German versions too.
中身は
The
同じ
contents
みた
look
い
the
だ
same though.
時空の支配とそれに基づく歴
CERN's
史の破壊
purpose heading into the 21st century shall to be established control over space and time, thereby to enable the destruction of extant history and the creation of an everlasting
ゼルの
utopia,
存在意義となるだろう
ruled by the committee that encompasses the entirety of past and future events.
Kurisu suddenly starts speaking at a stilted clip.
あそっかマキセ知
Oh,
って
right.
英語できるんじゃん
Maki says she can do English.
でかした助手
Way to go, Way to go, assistant.
全て
Your study in America was all for the sake of today, wasn't it?
そんなわけあるか
Of course not.
勝手に運
Stop
命感じ
assigning
ないで
people roles in your fantasy world.
Daro relinquishes his chair, allowing Kurisu to sit in front of the computer.
本実験計画は秘密
In
保
order
持
to
のため
maintain this
ま
project's
た臨
secrecy,
機応変な
and
計
that
画
to
名の
allow
変更を可
its
能に
name
す
to
るため
remain relevant in the changing circumstances, we designated the Z program.
Z はすなわち
Z, like the Greek,
ヤーである
like the Greek omega or the acrylic ya.
その名に意味
Cyrillic?
あるい
Cyrillic?
は何らかの
I doubt it's
情熱
Cyrillic
的な
because
精神
that's a paint term.
It is forbidden to assign any meaning to
利
this
益を
name
与えることが
or
推
to
測される
seek
た
in
め
its significance beyond the project itself. Negative turns are predicted should this edict be violated.
Z プログラムは
The Z program is a top secret project spanning international borders. Like electromagnetic wave research, it has been approved for the top priority funding by the Committee of 300. Henceforth, all of the research performed by CERN shall function to keep the Z program's existence secret.
I guess Kurisu is reading the preface to the document. It's getting rather dull.
Z プログラムの具体的な
Is there anything specific about what exactly the Z program is? Dara types on the keyboard from the side, bringing up another window.
Ah, here. This can't be.
Kurisu bends forward and stares wide-eyed at the words from the screen.
なんだ
What is it?
Z プログラムでは高エネルギ
Purpose
ー
of
の
the
量
Z
子
program is to perform time-space displacement experiments by means of high-energy proton-proton collision.
Time-space displacement experiments. In other words,
タイムトラベル実験
time travel! I have to struggle to keep from shouting. I quickly run over to the window and close it. It might make it hotter inside, but it would be worse if people outside overheard us.
まさか
No way.
本当だったの
It was true?
しかも
You're telling me that they've been deceiving the world for nearly 40 years?
科学者を欺む
俺の睨んだ通り
Just as I suspected, a great shadow lurks behind CERN.
巨大な影が
Most likely the organization or one of its
おそら
puppets.
く機関あるいは
何が機関だ
What organization, you Junibio nutjob?
は真面目に話
At
しな
least
さい
try to be serious some of the time.
バカを言う
Don't be ridiculous. My words are always grounded in truth.
真実を指す
つか
Anyway, shouldn't it be the committee instead of the organization? That's what it says here.
The Committee of 300?
セルン評議会
I don't think they mean
ま
CERN's
た別の
executive
ものを指して
council.
ると思うけど
What are they talking
何を
about?
指してるのか
世界は
The world is full of lies. It is not as beautiful as you think.
話聞けよ
Listen, Okarin.
聞いている
I am listening. The Committee of 300 is the dark power that controls every secret society, every government, every multinational corporation.
また適当言い
I'm making things up again.
事実だ
It's the truth. Google it if you don't believe me.
これまで人類は
Until now, the human race, for all its accomplishments, has never been able to overcome the barrier called time. The technology of time travel, which can break through that barrier, will change the course of human history. Literally. As it was when we split the atom, the forbidden fruit has the potential to grant us godlike power. Not a man exists who can resist its temptation. And naturally, all those with power will use any means at their disposal to obtain it. Human morality is naught but a joke to those who would stand with their gods. Understand, Christina?
Wow, that was quite a speech. You seem to know so much about it. Does that mean you're aiming for godhood too?
What Hyo and Kyoma desires is the destruction of all who would call themselves gods. The collapse of their hateful system, and a glorious new age of chaos.
I'm not asking Hyoin, I'm asking Okabe.
I am Hyoin!
In other words, you don't have your own reason.
Damn you, assistant. How dare you attack my very identity? Forget about him, Makiseshi. Please keep reading. Daru? What do you mean, forget about me? I'm tired of listening to the conspiracy theories. I'm more interested in the Z program than in your delusions. I don't know why I accidentally opened my phone there. It was just me being kind of a dick and not listening to Daru. I told you, they're not delusions and they're not theories. But Daru does have a point. Our top priority now is to expose the dark side of the international research organization known as CERN. Continue, assistant.
At least show respect when you're asking a favor.
Though huffing at our complaints, Kurisu obediently goes back to translating.
Stage 1. Construction and implementation of the Large Hadron Collider. For the past half-century, beginning with the proton synchrotron completed in 1959, particle accelerator technology has reached the point where standardized results may be obtained. Stage 2. Implementation and testing of lifter technology. The formation of more than two artificial localized singularities, as well as the formation of curved black holes, will become possible when this stage is complete. In order to hide the program's true goal, it is necessary to intentionally leak misinformation regarding the formation of black holes. Stage 3. Animal experimentation. Stage 4.
Kurisu stops talking. She takes a deep breath and then finally mutters angrily.
Human experimentation.
For real? A chill runs up my spine. I admit it. Some part of me still saw this as a game. I was elated to discover that an institution as respect to the CERN was actually doing time travel research. After all, we ourselves have succeeded, whether by chance or design, in producing our own time travel phenomenon. I thought that maybe we could beat CERN to the first functional time machine design. And wouldn't that be something? But now, just like I said to Kurisu, the world is full of lies. Morals are meaningless. Was it really okay for us to get involved in this? Hey, Okarin. Remember when we hacked him before? I'm pretty sure that email we read said this. Result error, human is dead. Mismatch. The details, see the Jellyman's report. Someone died? Could that have something to do with human experimentation? My throat goes dry. Cold sweat seeps through my brow, and it's not because of the heat. Kurisu and Daru are waiting for me to speak. Are they entrusting the decision to me? I ask myself, is this really okay? Are you sure? There's no turning back. True, but I can't live with myself if I ignore this conspiracy. Daru. Look up the Jellyman's report.
マジっすか？
Really?
マジだ。
Really?
ただ
But
し、
first,
クリ
Christina,
スティーナ、
Huh?
お前はもう帰れ。
you should leave.
なんで今さら
Why are you suddenly...
ゼリーマンズレ
The
ポー
Jellyman's report. It just gives me a bad feeling. Once we see it, we can no longer return to our normal lives.
俺たちはもう普通の生活。お前はその若さで。
You're a genius. You're already published for crying out loud. There's no need to throw away your promising future.
もしかして
Are
心
you
配してく
worried
れてる
about me?
当たり前だ。
Of course I am. You're my assistant after all.
俺の女子。
助手じゃないって言ってんだろ
I keep telling you I'm not your assistant.
気遣ってくれてどうも
Thanks for your concern,
帰らない
but
の？
I'm not leaving.
この事
We need
実
to
を世界に
expose this
告
truth
発し
to
ない
the
と
world.
ダメだ。
No!
それは危
It's
険
too dangerous!
ビビってるのか
You chickening out?
俺たちは。
We're powerless against this conspiracy.
あまりに無力だ。
One wrong move and they'll have us
下
erased.
手な行動を起こせ。
でもだからって
But still,
これは遊びでは
This
ない。
isn't a game! I'm not joking here!
分かった
fine.
告発はやめる
I won't tell anyone.
Though her expression shows she still doesn't agree, she finally submits.
でも帰らないから
But I'm not leaving.
気になって眠れな
It'll
い
keep me awake all night.
後悔しないな。
You won't regret this?
しない
I won't.
She declares firmly. I don't know if it's her competitive spirit, or if it's her bravery, or if she's just ignorant of the ways of the world. But it doesn't look like I can persuade her to back down.
ダルはどうする？
What about you, Daru? Prepared?
覚悟はできているか？
ま、僕は
Well, I am a super hacker. He's comfortable even in this situation.
そもそも足がつくよう
And
な
with my
ことをしない
skills, they'll never know we were there. That settles it. It's good that Mayuri's not here. I can't get her involved. I look Daru and Kurisu in the eye.
よし。
Alright, let's begin. Kurisu gives the seat to Daru.
なお。本作
Henceforth,
戦名は
it shall be known as Operation Legrand's Chest. Legrand's? I'm gonna go with Legrand's.
なんで北欧神話
Why Norse mythology?
へえ、北欧
Is
神
that
話な
North mythology?
きっとかっこいいからじゃね
Because it's cool, I guess. Daru gets it. Daru knows that the Norse gods were cool, not like this Christian shit.
そもそも作戦
Anyway, what is it with men and military terms?
ダル、
Daru,
作戦開
begin
始
the operation. He soon finds the Jellyman's report. It's required a second password authentication, which Daru broke through easily.
いい
Ready?
開くぞ
I'm opening it. Daru looks at me and Kurisu. I wet my parched lips and nod. The air in the lab suddenly seems thicker. Unable to escape through the closed window, it surrounds us with oppressive heat. Daru wipes the sweat off his forehead with a handkerchief, then timidly presses the enter key. The file opens. At first glance, it looks like a resume. There's a photograph on the top right. The top left is a name, age, height, weight, and other information. In the center is a long string of English text. Underneath that, there's something attached, like a scan of a newspaper clipping with a black and white photo. And then I know. I know exactly what the jellyfish. I know exactly what the Jellyman in Jellyman's report means.
ジェリーマンズレポート10
Jellyman's report 10.
被験者ジェームス・マッカー
Subject
シー
James
31
McCarthy.
歳出身アメ
Age
リカ
31. American.
Z プログラム
Said
4
program
実験
stage 4.
日
Date of
2005
experiment
年1月
2000.
28日
28th of
13
January 2005. T1305.
Oh, time, 1305. Kurisu bends over Daru's shoulder, reading the contents out loud.
実験結果エラ
Results. Error.
ヒューマンイズデッド
Human is
ミス
dead.
マッチ
Mismatch.
またそれかよ。
That again.
超重力による無限
It is
圧縮
believed that due
および
to infinite
カーブラックホ
compression
ール
by
内の特異
supergravity,
点通過に
the
耐えられなか
subject
った
could
と思
not
われる
endure passage through the singularity inside the Kerr black hole.
1921年4
April
月
3rd,
3日
1921,
ニュー
New
ヨー
York
ク14
City.
丁目にて
An
ビル
unidentified
の
man
壁
was
面に右
discovered
半身
dead
が
in
漏れ
an
るよう
alley
に
of
して死
Union
んでいる
Square.
男が発見され
The
た
right half of his body was embedded in a nearby wall.
It sounds like Kurisu is reading the newspaper article at the end.
身元不明の男の
The
死体
man's
は
body
全身が
was
ブヨブ
completely
ヨのゼリー
jellified.
状になっていた
And that's the end of chapter 2, apparently. With my achievement in the bottom corner. Well, I'm gonna leave this here, I think. Even though, like, it's a good... no, that's a good place to leave it. I apologize if this episode's been kind of a mess. Because, like, as I said, I wanted to play more of this. It's just, when I have a cold, it's really hard to do any female voices. And I'm glad that the only two I had to do were Kurisu's and Mayushi's. Because if I had to do, like, anyone else's for an extended period of time, I would have been... my voice would have been in fucking tatters. Hey, you never know. It still might be tomorrow. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this episode of Steins Gate. If you like the video in any capacity, give the video a like down below. Leave a comment on, I don't know, whatever you feel like, really. Tell me if the episode was alright. As I said, if it's alright at this cut-up quality, I'll try and do more over the weekend, but I can't promise anything because, as I said, doing this might have fucked my throat up again. Never really gets better. It's just in a stage of bad, worse, gets better, but only stays at bad. Other than that, if you want to keep up to date with whenever I post videos, be they of this or of either Somnium Files, you can subscribe to the channel. In theory, YouTube sends you alerts as to when I post videos, but if that doesn't work, you make me feel good inside, so thanks for that. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I've been Nyx, and I will see you guys next time. Laters!